just another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, where you going? It won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, we're live. Hey, guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with another Sunday Night Live show. I'm joined by Paddy and Factos. Guys, how are you doing on this lovely evening?
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
I'm good. I'm on the water, so that's, that's how I mean.
Yeah, it's one of them days. Really. After yesterday's results, United got me drowning my sorrows again.
Don't worry. Pre-season, don't worry. It'll get better.
Exactly. Last time we had a good season, a really good preseason. They were saying Andreas Piero Pirlo. That's what they were saying. Andreas
Pirlo. Yeah.
Brazilian Pirlo. And
don't compare him to Pirlo.
No. I told them at the time not to either, and that's been only our transfer business this window. The only player we sold is Pereira, so 10 million to Fulham. That's the only player we sold.
Yeah. So early days though. There will be things happening next week and the week after. I think Ten Hag will have a plan, won't he, about getting some players and bringing some money in. I still think that the De Jong saga is still to be resolved. I really believe that. I have been hearing all the stuff today and watching. Yes. That's still to be resolved, and I've got a funny feeling about this bloke. He's not stopping Barcelona. No way.
It is interesting. Obviously, guys, for those of them, we are doing a combined United all-time 11 show. So that's the subject matter of this show. This is going to be hopefully we'll agree on something, and make sure that you like the vid and get involved in the chat as well. We'd really love to hear your thoughts as well. Actually, before we get into it, Pat, you actually make a good point. Actually, let's maybe briefly discuss the recent update with De Jong, Ten Hag, etc. It looks like, from my understanding of what Xavi said and what Fabrizio and other people said, that the issue with friend Van der Beek is that if he stays, there is going to be a significant financial fair play wage cap issue, and so realistically, the only way he can stay is if he decides to take a pay cut. Is that the gist of it?
Listen, man. This story is so multi-layered. Like, it's very hard to believe who. So, what I've made out of this situation, I think we talked about it last week. I think Barcelona being sneaky in asking De Jong to reduce his wages, because the reason why his wages are like that is because when he deferred his wages, they agreed to pay him overtime for the remainder of his contract. Do you see what I mean? So the reason why his contract is inflated in the first place is because part of his wages is the deferred sums, if that makes sense. So if you're asking him to half his wages, you're essentially asking him to let go of his deferred wages, money that he's actually worked and earned. Do you see what I'm saying? That's like an employment situation. And I was just joking with the guys on Twitter, saying that McDonald's and Amazon, they treat their employees better than Barcelona. To be serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you not pay somebody for work that they've actually worked for already? Do you see what I mean? I think we forget that these footballers are employees at the end of the day. They get paid at the end of the month. They do pay as you earn. The clubs do their taxes for them. So they are employees at the end of the day. So I know, and they're making him play as a centre back as well. Like, the whole situation is just
Well, there's disrespect, and they're disrespecting him. But we need to find out. His agent is saying he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. And so we don't know what's going to come out. Something's going to slip out at some point. I know he's away. They're away in America now. Are they away?
America. Yeah.
So we'll see next week when someone is going to come out, or De Jong is going to be in a press conference. It's going to
I think honestly, it might be. We might have to wait until this final day of the transfer window. If I'm being honest with you,
but we don't want that because Ten Hag, he wanted to play it. And I'll tell you one thing: you could tell in that last game, in the pre-season game of Villa, that we're lacking that central midfield.
In that
midfield, and I think Ten Hag is holding out for De Jong. I know,
but it's out of his hands. That's a problem. It's out of his hands. There's nothing that he can.
And you're right. A lot of the fans are getting really annoyed and angry at the fact that this saga's continuing. Just leave it now. End it all now. Don't give up. Seriously, don't give up. Because there are times I give up on this because you read too much into the list. You read too much into the headlines. You're putting 2 and 2 and getting 4, possibly, or 6.
Getting 10, man.
just wait on. And we see. Let's just. It's not over yet. We're in what? July today. July.
Yeah.
Early days. So let's see.
I also heard Chelsea might be interested for him in getting him.
Chelsea have got their own problems to deal with right now, so they've got their.
I don't think we should rule out the fact that they at some point might just want to, because they're in the Champions League. Do you see what I mean?
Of course.
And they've only got 2 signings. They're gonna lose Koundé. Like they need to. I think
the only thing about Chelsea, I would argue, is that it seems that Tuchel seems to be his priorities are different. His priorities seem to be a defender, like an additional winger, hence the move for Koundé and Rafinha. So I don't see him, if they don't get them, being like, oh, right, I'm not going to get my priorities. I'm now going to get a midfielder. I think he'll try and go down this next step and say, okay, what other sense? Because he wanted De Ligt. De Ligt went to Bayern. And he was like, okay, Koundé.
Now he's going to Barca.
Same thing. So I think that it will be a question of trying to find other alternatives. And it's.
I see a Ten Hag, De Jong reunion definitely on the card.
I see it as well, but I'm not. Listen, it's transfer window at the end of the day. I'm not getting too excited. I'm happy that we've got Eriksen in. I feel like,
but we do. There's no plan B for De Jong not coming there. That's the problem. That's what I said.
No. I mean, the manager did say that he would rather promote somebody or teach him to become a De Jong. Have you seen these little kids in pre-season? Have you seen that? There's
some great youngsters. I saw Iqbal, and there's some great lads there. Serious, but we really have to give them time. They can't be drafted in straight. By the way, you're going to be De Jong's replacement. That's too much put on their shoulders. And
but here's the thing, though. Like, if you're 19 in football terms, in midfield or up front, you're not too young. Like Pedri played 50 games for Barcelona at 19. Do you see what I mean? So,
there'll be some tough games against big teams, though. Your Liverpool, your Man City, and that quality in that midfield. I mean, it's got to be midfield and defence is where was lacking at the moment. Even midfield as well. But
but from what you've seen, you can't say that these kids do not have better fundamentals than McTominay and Fred. Like that, I can't believe Robbie Savage actually created something amazing. Like that Charlie Savage kid.
I get you, but they're not the class of 92 yet, but they're really promising kids, actually.
Yeah, they are.
But then I think people get carried away. We're just going to be a little bit careful there.
Listen, I was at that FA Youth Cup final. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these.
I think at least it's good that we have a manager that's in that has at least some of the proven talents of working with young players. That for me is what I'm happy about. Like it's not Mourinho who, it's a bit different. We've got a manager who has a track record with young players, and hopefully that will translate to our squad. So maybe just quickly read some comments, and we'll get into the main bulk of the topic today. So Prem era. Oh, that's in relation to no, it's ideally all time.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You're gonna offend a lot of people.
We've said from Busby era onwards.
I think that's probably fair.
Busby era onwards.
I would say from the 60s, because that's probably because then when you bring in the Busby babes, there's that emotional attachment. We're just gonna have Toby Taylor up front, Duncan.
only one from Duncan Edwards. That's it.
Say that again.
Duncan Edwards, that's it for me.
It's the only one you're taking from that list.
Bobby Charlton, maybe
But
Bobby
here's the
Charlton.
thing, like, I don't know. I feel like those guys are untouchable. I feel like we should start from the 60s. Do you know what I mean?
But Busby is the 60s, though, isn't it? The Busby era, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Post the Munich, obviously.
Yeah.
Boxers Barca pathetic. I think a lot of people are saying that right now. Shout out to Matthew in the chat. Evening all.
Hello, Matt.
Boxers, they are in debt. Oh, sentiment to PK, sentiment to they bought Aguero, Memphis, Francois last time, bought Aubameyang, now Bangfini. They're spending. Yeah, I don't know any squad that like. I mean, even Real Madrid haven't gone this level, and now potentially they're getting Kunde as well for maybe 50-something million. It's I as someone said, there must be a magic money tree in Barcelona where they're just finding this money that exists and they're going to pay off it later. But
yes, I said this before. They're the most irresponsible club on the planet. These guys make Woodward look like. Listen, they make me grateful that we had Woodward. I'd rather have him than Bartomeu, to be honest with you. Like, these guys are just so irresponsible. The last thing that you want to do if you're coming out of a financial situation is go on a shopping spree, which is what they've done. Like, do you know what I mean? And they steal all players' money and they don't want to pay them. So I don't.
They're scumbags with Barcelona, the way they're acting, and also they're selling everything. They're going to sell in the name rights, the television rights. What's left? What is left to sell? Really, I don't know. Are they going to sell the rights to their clothing, or they're going to give them? I don't know. They're going to have the shirts off their back soon. You know what I mean? I don't know.
They're selling weddings at the new camp.
Yeah,
the Spotify new camp. My bad. Sorry, Spotify.
Yeah. They'll have weddings. They'll have, I don't know. They'll have car boots on the pitch. I don't know. You know.
Well, they've already monetized their YouTube channel. You know, you can actually send donations and super chats and stuff like that when they do the live streams. You know, so if you want to support them,
I'd have Lewandowski for a season, mate. I tell you what, they're so lucky to have him. I'd have him at Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I would as well.
We lose Ronaldo. Yeah.
If Robin Moses joined you Manchester United in 2009, Man United would have won a lot more and maybe another UCL. Okay, there's a debate. There's a debate to be had there. There's a debate to be had. Big up on the show. Thanking you. Shout out to Zach, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. King Stash says Charlie Masunda is a free agent. Right. Yeah. Wishing everyone in the chat a great weekend. Shout out to Chainsaw Man. Hope you're doing well. It's good. I love the positive in the chat. So it's been good. Why don't they give Facundo Palestri more minutes? Now, to be fair,
because he's crap. He's not that good.
He's been he plays well for his country. For Uruguay, I'm seeing him. He does play well, but I think maybe another loan would do him some good. But from what I've seen for Uruguay, he has been very. He's a part of the senior team now as an international.
Yeah, so, I think he's going to the World Cup as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that I think that he should not have another loan move. I don't think that we should let him go just sort of yet, because I think there is a bit of potential there. I'll bet like it's taken some time, you know.
Yeah.
So Ant says 80 million sent by captain who won the PC Cup should be in this. Now, and I don't know who you're referring to, but it says Ant's Leicester fan channel. So the 80 million sent back, you know,
Maguire,
yeah. Oh yeah, you know, it could be. Or if Ant is still watching, he should take a look at that tweet that I posted early in the morning about what when a certain person dived and when Troy Deeney scored the winning goal. So he'll remember it. That was fun times. Fun times. David T. Yo, hope we all enjoy the day night. Barca bombers praying for the downfall 2024-7. Oh, you ruined my morning. I'm sorry, Anne. Yeah, I know that tweet. I know you didn't like the tweet. And so yeah, that's what I know. I'm sorry. It's justice though. Justice. Is this the best 11 based on talent or achievement?
Both. Because
we've got to take it into account.
But then again, there were some players who were super talented, but they didn't win the league or the Prem.
They were great. There were leaders. There were greats in there. Do you know what I mean? You've got. How do you measure greatness? That's the difficult one. Isn't it?
Yeah. Because listen, somebody like Norman Whiteside, my neighbor in Manchester used to. You could go on about him all day, like how his injuries just ruined him. But the guy only got like FA Cups, and I think that's it.
Right. got won the winner in the FA Cup, Everton '85. Yeah, great, fantastic.
Yeah, he was a baller, man. He was a baller.
Then I met Dwight York weeks ago, and I said to him, "Thank you very much for making my team." You know, obviously when he won the treble with Andy Cole, you know, he's a great, isn't he, Dwight York, compared to some of the players we've got on our team. So is Dwight York up there? I don't know. Again, another great player. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely an honorable mention to me. But I don't feel he only had 2 good seasons, if I'm being honest, right? Dwight York at United. So 2 or 3.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe, but those 3 seasons, what did he achieve though? You know, a treble never.
You're not gonna put him above.
Treble.
You're not gonna put him above the king, are you?
No,
King of the Stretford End.
No, that's
not at all. No, not at all.
Right, let's get into the lineup, guys. So first, I'm like, what formation are we playing? Are we playing like so? Right, I don't know why I've got 3-4-3 up here because we've never played that. Are we going for
4-4-2, man? Man United 4-4-2.
Yeah.
You can do 4-3-3, but
4-4-2 diamonds or 4-4-2.
2 wingers, man. I need 2 wingers flying down the wing.
We've always been wingers.
Left mid, right mid. Okay.
Yeah. Rashford on the left. I'm joking.
Still time, I guess. Still time. You know, still time.
Doesn't qualify.
Like I will put this. I think there's a sub bench option here. Actually, there is. So maybe we can have a sub bench if we're that stuck. I think there's honourable sub
11,
bench.
25 on the sub bench.
There's 11. Yeah, there's 11 on the sub bench. So if we're stuck, potentially you could put someone.
So this is like the greatest Manchester United team. Let's say if we were to like have a game between the greatest United team to play against the greatest Liverpool, Madrid team. So these are the guys that we would pick, basically.
Exactly. We're picking the starting 11, and then if we struggle, you can add the others on the bench, the squad on the bench. So I'll make it a bit easier.
Leave Oli on the bench, and you might need him. Super.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And guys in the chat as well, get involved as well. We're going to start with a first position. So Box says 4-4-2. Our map is 4-2-3-1. Okay. And then Anne says need to make sure. Relax about Mike Owen, man. Relax. Goalkeeper. Is it? I mean, Schmeichel, surely. Is there any debate?
Yeah. Is it Alex Stepney? He was.
Alex Stepney's a great keeper. I don't think as good as Schmeichel though. I saw him towards the end of his career when he was. Oh my God, I struggled with him. And I've never forgiven him for 1976 against Southampton when he let that goal in.
Is it against Bolton or something?
No,
Southampton. It was after he got relegated, though. He got.
I mean, some people.
No, they got relegated in 74.
74, wasn't it? Yeah.
But then they got the cup final in 76. But then they came back in 77. Stepney was in that team, so that goal should have been saved. That should have been saved in the 76. So I think. But in some of the games I watched, Stepney wasn't really top class. But then in the he stopped a certain goal against Eusebio, I think it was in the 68 Cup final.
Yeah. That's iconic, that one, you know. Eusebio tried to shake
my God. Hit him. Right, Adam just grabbed it. I went, oh my God, at such pace. It was like rocket shot.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
He was at the Munich crash as well, wasn't he?
Stepney wasn't. No, I don't think Stepney was. No, it was. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he's I mean, like he's definitely an honorable mention. Like what he won the first European Cup. Like,
well, you said. I mean, we need to have a substitute goalkeeper, but there are some people in the chat that are mentioning Van der Sar.
Yeah, Van der Sar came late.
Van der Sar someone that should be.
I think it's between Schmeichel and Stepney, if I'm being honest with you. You see, I never watched either of them. I'm just going off like the stories and stuff like that. Schmeichel was obviously a great, but I can't disrespect Stepney. Like you said, the guy.
I think Schmeichel. I mean, I'm going to one game now when he played against Newcastle, and he stopped everything that day. And then, I mean, it was the business. I mean, I think Gary Bailey's mentioned. Harry Gregg was in the Munich crash. Gary Bailey was another great keeper again. He stopped that goal in the cup final 83, I think it was, in the last minute.
Yeah.
Gary Bailey did again. But these are moments, aren't they? Again,
This is the thing.
It's
Yeah,
got to be
and that-
Schmeichel. He won more. He got the trouble. It's got to be Schmeichel.
I mean, I think that's the key thing here. It's like it's as if this was a discussion of like greatest moments, then we'd have a different conversation. But you're talking about player and achievement and legacy and stuff like that, and that's to be consistent. So I think that the general consensus that probably Schmeichel
Did
starts.
Stepney win the World Cup as well in '66? So who was the key?
No, that was 66 for England. No, that was
Yeah.
oh my
Gordon
God.
Banks.
Gordon Banks. That was Gordon Banks. Yeah.
Yeah, not United. No.
Right. Let's get Schmeichel in. Let me even spell this right. Yep. Ooh.
Peter
Right.
Schmeichel.
Okay.
Danish
number 1. Hopefully everyone can see that in the chat. So if I'm not, I can maximize the screen. In fact, let me maximize it just a little bit. So hopefully everyone can see that. Right. Okay. So Peter Schmeichel, number 1. Not that difficult. So on the bench, we need to have a keeper on the bench at least. So are we having
Yeah, I gotta have Stepney, man.
Stepney or Van der Sar?
Van der Sar again, but then someone just mentioned De Gea was world class from 2012 to 2018.
Yeah, no, you can't. Listen,
I mean, there's
De
an
Gea.
argument to be had that if we didn't have David De Gea in our goal, let's just say we didn't have him. Like, where would United actually be as a football club?
I'll be honest with you. In terms of goalkeeping, like the art of goalkeeping, I've not seen a keeper do what De Gea has done in some of these seasons. Like some of the goals that he's been able to stop, the saves, flying here, flying there, using his feet. Like, he's amazing. But I don't think he can go into the all-time greats because the other guy just achieved way more than him. Man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different. I mean, Gary Bailey was another one. Difficult again, isn't it? Gary Bailey was during the 80s. And those years. Late 70s, 80s, but Gary Bailey was there again. Difficult. Stepney again. Stepney 68 World Cup. European Cup.
European Cup, yeah.
Yeah, first one.
I would say put Stepney on the bench, man, and maybe Van de Sar can get a third keeper.
Yeah.
How many do we have? We have actually maybe we have 11. We have 11 players.
Bear in mind, we have 6.
So we actually have 11. So, but I mean, obviously we could potentially put 2, but that does mean that another position might suffer. So, 2 goalkeepers.
No, I leave one. Put 1. Don't put 2. Come on.
Okay, put 1. Okay, we don't need 1. Okay, so who is it again? Sorry,
Alex. Is it Alex Stepney? Yeah.
Alex Stepney. Yeah.
How do you spell his surname again? Sorry.
Stepney.
Why step?
No H. You need to take the H.
Take the H out.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. So add that sub.
You can still catch him at Old Trafford. He's always around the stadium.
Yeah. There was that years. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So Schmeichel number 1, Stepney number 2. Right. Is it easier to? Because I think we should deal with centre back last. I think because I think fullbacks wise, that's probably easier to do than the centre backs.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe.
Well, which era are you going from now? Have you decided?
From the 60s, right?
Yeah, from the 60s onwards, yeah.
Like the early 60s or late 60s?
From 1960.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make sure that our star boy is included.
I'm gonna say that overriding all this as a left back, for me should be Dennis Irwin. Yeah, and I personally think there's no debate, but maybe someone has an argument because I've not seen a more talented left back. Even I know people are shouting out Evra personally, and I guess in innings you could put Irwin at right back as well.
I mean, like, technically speaking, was he actually better than Evra? I know he was a reliable. I mean, Evra was also good in the air. Like, he's got a few headers here and there.
You got Arthur Albiston as well. Remember, he came on, during the FA Cup in 76, 77. Okay. And Stuart Houston was our left back then. He was a great, superb left back. He saved that team. Again, he was great. Albiston really was. But there's been some great players since. And we talked in the chat, you can see Evra and Irwin that debate between Irwin and Evra.
Yeah, to be fair, like when you talk about United greats left backs, it's always Irwin and Evra that gets
I mean,
mentioned.
people saying Gary Neville the right back, is that?
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
But then you got Nobby Styles, haven't you?
Was he not a midfielder, Styles?
No, right. I'm sure he was right back. I'm sure he was.
He was a DM.
I don't think he was. I think he was. I'm sure he was a defender.
Let me Google it. Nobby Styles position. He was a guy that had funny looking teeth, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he got smashed out. That's why, because he was so thin.
No, he was a defensive midfielder.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a defensive midfielder. He played for England as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Defensive mid. Don't worry. When it comes to that, I'm sure it's gonna get heated. When it comes to the midfield,
midfield is gonna be
get heated.
Midfield. That's why I thought left back. For me,
I think you should put Irwin. Like, I cannot have Evra as being the best ever United left back, even though he was amazing. I just
very steady. He was very steady, wasn't he, Irwin? He's very steady, Eddie. He was very. I think when I remember a quote that Jack Charlton asked Sir Alex Ferguson about Irwin. I think when he was taking him to the World Cup, and Sir Alex went, he hasn't put a foot wrong all season, consistently all season.
I think
Paul Parker again has been mentioned.
He's a right back though, isn't it, Paul Parker?
Yeah. But left back, you're right. Between Evra and Irwin, you're right.
Elon Mosquito, man, you got to relax.
You got to relax. Don't mention Luke Shaw to me tonight, seriously. He is persona non grata for me.
That's just
persona non grata.
We're not even talking about a bench here or anything like that. He's not
comedy. That's a comedy statement, that is.
I'll say Luke Shaw there.
He'll be going. I'll be getting him at the door tomorrow.
Yeah. As a professional footballer, he's a disgrace, man. How can this guy turn up, overweight every single preseason? Yes. The guy's looking thicker than my missus. Like, it's just not right. Where you get them hips from, man? Damn.
Malasia's coming, bro. You watch him. This boy is going to be good.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
He's the new Evra. I'm telling you.
Fingers crossed.
We need that.
Shaw's got hips.
Right. Let's get.
Love Darius. Love him.
Let's get so left back. So why has it got a number thing here? I think it's here. Sorry.
It's number 3, isn't it?
Is it number 3 here? No, it's not. That centre back. Okay, it's fine. There we go. Number 2. Okay, so we're going to put Irwin here. Do we have his deputy on the bench? Who's his deputy?
You didn't get Evra.
Evra?
Yeah.
Evra? Okay.
Yeah.
Evra. Okay. So as a sub. Okay. So Irwin and Evra. Let's go right back, and then we'll do the centre backs now, because centre back might be a problem.
As a right back, I don't know why like he's so humble about it. Like Gary Neville, like this guy was good. Like, he was like the way he used to overlap with Beckham, and his crossing was was good as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, but obviously, like I think even if you were to do like a Prem all-time 11, if you put Gary Neville as a right back, that's not a bad shout at all. But for some reason, like he obviously he's too humble about it. Like he doesn't consider himself to be like one of the greats.
I mean, Chainsaw says Gary Neville was average. To be honest,
come on. But it's better than Trent.
That he says Trent showed him levels, but Chainsaw is a Liverpool fan, so there's going to be bias there.
Trent hasn't really. Gary Neville's done it. Trent hasn't done it all yet.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sit down, man. Sit down. But RDS, like, how can you be the main right? Like that right back position was one of the positions that you could. Like the other positions, obviously people were fighting over them under 30. But that right back, if Gary Neville was fit up until I'd say 2006, he was starting. He had that position on lock, and for England as well, for more than 10 years. Yeah, I don't understand like why he gets so much disrespect. Like, he was actually really good, and his partnership with Beckham as well.
Brilliant, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good thing to bring up about Beckham, actually, because they both had a good wavelength together, didn't they? So
yeah.
They're fantastic. I think it's a good shout, but you're right. The right back, interesting.
The only one I can think think of is Paul Parker.
And Jimmy Nicol in the 70s. Jimmy Nicol. Jimmy
Yeah.
Nicol was the other one.
But those are the only ones I can think
Is there any? I mean, I'm even thinking like, okay, I know that we've been bad, but like since Gary Neville, have we had a good right back?
Raphael was good for a while, if I'm being honest.
No. I never liked those two Brazilian brothers. Seriously, I never liked Raphael. Never liked.
Yeah,
them.
I'll never forget the goal he scored at Anfield, didn't it? Like when he did that one. Just
He
felt
scored.
like-
I think he hit. I think he hit this shot. I don't know who against now. Raphael. Is it Raphael you mentioned? Then
yeah, Raphael. Yeah,
he hit this goal. Really rifled it from how far
against
out.
QPR, I think it
Oh,
was.
Valencia, yeah. Valencia was probably better than Raphael, so I would definitely say. But was he as consistent as Gary Neville before? It's a bit difficult.
It has to be Nev, man. It has to be Nev.
Arthur Albertson.
Yeah, that's
I've
what I
not
mentioned.
watched
Yeah, I mentioned he was great left back for United. Fantastic, brilliant. It was vacant. He came in '77 in that cup final and staked the claim really because Student had just broken his leg the week before, and he came in and staked the place really.
To be fair, he got paid 500 games for United.
Who's that?
Arthur
Arbiston.
Arbiston, yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was fantastic. Great player, great player.
Was he a left back? You said.
Left back? Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. We've already got that unlocked now.
Yeah, 14 years as a left back. Not
Consistently, great player. Yeah, brilliant player.
Would you have him over Irwin then, or?
No, I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have him over Irwin. No, I wouldn't.
Irwin it is. Then.
So right back, are we definitely saying Gary Neville?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
Jeez, man.
I mean, shout out to Diogo. Shout out to Diogo Dalot. But,
don't mention Baktos, another one. Surplus to requirements, bro. So everyone's moaning going.
Have you seen him in pre-season? No,
pre-season. Baktos, pre-season, bro. I saw him last season. I saw the real Delo last year. Man. Him and Laurel and Hardy at the back. You know what I mean?
You know, Patrick. I'll tell you what. Yeah, these Ajax fans. Yeah, I think you had him on your channel at some point. They said that don't be surprised if some of these players that you completely wrote off before, Ten Hag turns them into really amazing players. And I feel like Dalot is going to be one of those.
No, he's no way, bro. Seriously, he'll get found out. He will get found out. He's not. Our problem is Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's gone. He's gone. He can't cope. Yeah, Burn. Just seen that. Roger Burn. Yes, I think that Dalot won't. No way for me. Factos. You watch him the first half of the season. Watch him. He will get found out. He's not a good at all. Good right back. No way.
But like that's the thing.
We have to look for a replacement now. But Factos. We'll have to look for a replacement.
Yeah. Maybe next season because we got too many holes in other positions. But I feel like he was surprised this season. I've seen him play that inverted right back role as good as anybody has played last season. If I'm being honest with you, like.
I was there. I watched him at Old Trafford.
That's last season. We had a cartoon character as a manager. Do you see what I mean? Like everybody was playing crap. So I'm not talking about Oli, by the way. I mean the other cartoon character.
Yeah.
So this season we've got Erik ten Hag, who's a proper coach, who's on the grass with the players, telling them where to be and how to play. I feel like you'll be surprised by how good our right hand side will be. Him and Sancho. I feel like you will be surprised.
Sancho will be good. I'm still again. I have the jury out on some of these players. I saw these players under pressure against Villa, and you saw a different team, didn't you, on Saturday? You watch when they get under pressure when they play the big teams like Man City, Liverpool, and they go watch these players. These players in pre-season.
Arsenal for life, relax. We don't want Bellerin and Manchester United, so just relax there. Okay, we can't. No, relax. Okay, sorry. Go on, Paddy.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think it's going to be. You just wait to the new season. Ten Hag is a hard taskmaster. He's going to get some of these, but I suspect he's going to bring other replacements in for these positions, isn't he? I mean, he's already got the left position sorted. He will bring in.
Yeah. Goes without saying. So we say Nev for number 2.
We're saying Nev for starting. So who's his backup then?
What position are we doing? We're doing left back. Right back.
No, I had Paul Parker, maybe.
Paul Parker was brilliant. Yeah, I thought he was, in that first season. Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. Paul Parker, brilliant.
Right, let's go. Paul Parker, it is. Okay, and
Brilliant.
sub. There we go. Right, centre backs. Okay.
How many?
Oh,
I mean,
fight. We're definitely going to fight.
you gotta. For me, Stam has got to be in.
Hey.
Stam has got to be in.
Who?
It's got to be in though. It's got to be in. Sure.
Who's that?
Yap Stam has got to be in, man. Come on.
Yap Stam. Oh,
He's got.
He telling you throughout the history of United, the player that was only here for 3 years.
I know. But for those 3 years, man, to be to, you know.
Okay, I'll tell you who's on the list. Yeah, Stam is definitely on the list. Vidic is there. Ferdinand is there. Steve Bruce is there. If you don't try,
Duncan
Steve
Edwards.
and you've got Martin Buchan as well. Martin Buchan.
Okay, I don't know about him. Would you say McGrath? Paul McGrath? Would you try?
Paul McGrath, Paul McGrath. But Paul McGrath wasn't there long enough, I think, after that because he got so many bad injuries.
Yeah,
he was transferred to Villa, I think, early on, and then became a great player for Villa.
So really, it's between. It's a hard one, you know. I'm uncomfortable putting Stam there, honestly, because it was just there for I get it. He won the treble, Maguire, Vidic. I get it. He won the treble. And to be fair, him and Johnson as well. I heard they were amazing.
They have a good partnership, very good partnership.
You know what I mean? But I have to shout out my boy Steve Bruce, man.
Steve Bruce is
the
a good
guy
shout, actually. Yeah,
he was the richest goals in United history.
Never played for England. Steve Bruce never understood that. Never.
But if he scored 19 goals in a season. And he was the leader for Manchester United for the first couple
leader, proper captain. You're right.
Yeah, he has, bro. Stevie has to get in there, man, and we can argue who else gets in there. I feel like Steve. Like, do you see how important them 2 goals against Sheffield Wednesday were?
That's right. Yeah.
Like they set Manchester United on a trajectory that we've been for the last 8 years. If those 2 don't happen, God knows.
Pallister was there with him. Since you got Pallister, then Gary.
Yeah, Gary Pallister was a good shot. So this. I mean, we obviously we got 4 because there's going to be 2. There's going to be 2 on the bench. So, but obviously it's just who are the starting ones. I can definitely concede Steve Bruce. I can never concede Steve Bruce.
You're going very much into the 90s now. Because if you're talking from the 60s, you're gonna have to look. You're gonna have to go back. I know, lads. Look, good thing you got me on the program, considering I've been since 1909.
Paddy Crerand, was he a centre back?
Bill Foulkes, Crerand. These are great players.
I know Bill Foulkes was in the crash, wasn't it?
Yeah, Paddy Crerand was. That's correct. Martin Buchan during the 70s with Tommy Docherty. What a great team they were.
Yeah, he was an interesting manager.
but these are captains, aren't they? Leaders at the back, weren't they? You know, some of these Steve Bruce, your Buchans, they were all, you know, they were Gordon McQueen. Then again, Gordon McQueen, good shot by Box.
Not John O'Shea. No, John O'Shea. I mean, I don't have an issue with him, but he's not
super sub. He was great.
Yeah.
He was a great fill-in. He could fit, very, very versatile. He could play in any position, I think. McQueen, Gordon McQueen,
Gordon McQueen, Pallister.
You've got Mel Donaghy played there in the defence, then in Northern Ireland defender.
Yo, I think Bill Fox as well, man. This guy played 600-700 games for United.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He was a Busby babe as well.
This is going to be. I might have to put a poll out. Maybe I have to put a poll out in the chat and put some of these.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Might be the way.
No, but Bruce has to get in because these youngins are gonna vote for Bruce.
I think can we all agree that Steve Bruce should be in here?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Paddy, what do you think? Do you think Steve?
I think Steve Bruce, definitely a leader and a captain. I think he was the captain during our first winning title season. We hadn't won it since 1967, was it? And we won it in 1990.
92, I think it was. Or
I think it was. So he picked the trophy with Brian Robson on that evening. So Bruce was part of that revival, wasn't he? From what Fergie, when he built the team. So Steve Bruce was the leader, wasn't he? So he's definitely in there. But then there's so many great defenders when it then started to roll, didn't it? Fergie, Sir Alex brought in some great defenders, and didn't he?
For me personally, the type of defenders that I like no-nonsense defenders that'll put their heads where people are scared.
Vidic. Yeah,
Vidic. I'll pair Bruce and Vidic personally. I appreciate that. And to be fair, Vidic won 2 PFA Player of the Years, didn't he?
Yeah.
Correct. I appreciate that. Ferdinand and Stam were better footballers than him, but I just like his style of defending. Like, it's just no-nonsense. He's gonna take the player and the ball, both of them, and the keeper, everyone, their mom, their nan, he's taking them all out. So I prefer that kind of style of defending. But yeah, listen, if you put Ferdinand next to Bruce or Stam or
Rio Ferdinand, definitely. Ferdinand was definitely up there.
You put Ferdinand next to him, yeah.
I don't know, but he's up there, isn't he? It's a difficult one. Trying to compare these. No,
where's Brown before the injuries? I'm not sure about that, but okay. No. Fox Montesat. Again, probably not what I've not watched him. Sorry. People saying you need Rio Ferdinand to be in there. So this is one of those that might have to actually go to a poll.
You're not going to vote for Ferdinand. You know that.
Ignoring Harry Maguire in the comments, by the way, guys. So if you're going to put Harry Maguire there,
ignore him. Yeah, he's not.
It's being ignored.
He is going to be. He's no way a defender for Man United or a captain. That's my personal view.
It's not happening. Right. Let me see. Let me put. So
who would you put? Would you put Stam and Bruce then?
I would put Stam and Bruce personally. I guess one thing that might help this debate is that it's a centre-back partnership. So rather than just necessarily thinking like White, this individual, and this is because they've both been good, maybe think also about like how would these two individuals actually work together.
But you know why that's flawed? Because some of these guys played in eras where football was about playing from the back, where some of them was just hoof it, mate. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't compare the era that Steve Bruce was playing into the era that, for example, Ferdinand or Stam were playing in. Like, they're just completely... At the end of the day, I feel like if you're a world-class defender, you're going to be able to play with another world-class defender. Like, you'll be able to...
World-class. Standard there, isn't it?
Yeah. They'll be able to know, like, what this person's going to do at any given time. Personally, I would prefer Vidic next to Bruce. But if you say Ferdinand or Stam, I'm not going to argue against it.
Paddy, what do you think? Who's your preferred partnership with Bruce?
I knew this is going to be a difficult one tonight when you put the subject matter earlier. It's so difficult with the centre-back partner. There's been so great centre-back partnership, especially since Sir Alex took over when he started to win the league, when the first league was won. Because he really did change it all. He changed them all. He evolved the teams, didn't he? But you've got Bruce, you've got Rio, you've got Jaap Stam, you've got you've Vidic.
Ronnie Johnson, man, like.
But Ronnie Johnson played in midfield, didn't he? As well?
It is well. Oh, right. Yeah. Fergie was ahead of his time and playing with all these ball-playing guys as defenders.
You've got Gordon McQueen, and you've got going back before Sir Alex. You've got Ron Atkinson had a centre back there, didn't he?
I'm not going to be able to fit all these guys on the poll. That's the problem. I've got like 4 or 5 options on the poll, and we've got like 10.
No, just put Ferdinand, Vidic, and Stam. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Because Palace, I feel like it's a tier below them. If I'm being honest.
So Ferdinand, Vidic, and make it a 20-man poll. I can't. If I put it in the YouTube, let me get my. Sorry, 1 second. So my computer's acting.
Now vote on this, man. Let me distort the voting process.
What I'll do is I'll put up a poll for the defenders, and then we can just. It gets worse.
I think Ferdinand comes top, doesn't he? Ferdinand's up there, isn't he?
Yeah, Ferdinand is definitely up there. To be fair, he should be. Listen, I just have a lot of respect for Vidic, man. I'm with.
But he was a Serbian. He's going to murder you. Do you remember the song? They used to
Yeah,
sing
he's fucking murder. Yeah.
I remember that at Villa Park one day. Nemanja is going to murder you. You know?
Fucking
I remember
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, he's
So
Yeah.
Serbians have always been tough, haven't they? I love Serbians and Italians for me.
and Argentinians as well. That's why I'm gassed
yeah.
again with
We
Sandro.
had Gabriel Heinze, didn't we?
Yeah, he was good for one season. I think it was a player of the year or
He
something.
did, and then he said he wanted to leave and he started being stupid. Then I
Yeah.
think.
Nah, then we got Evra. That's when he started.
Yeah, we got Evra. So I think
Right, I'm going to
Look,
start to
look,
create the poll now, guys. Sorry, my computer's is just being brickish right now. So Vidic,
let me feed my cat. But my cat, by the way, hold on, she's moaning. Come here. Come on.
He comes from Serbia.
okay, so I've got a four-man poll. So I'm putting Vidic, Rio, Stam, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have another one. Vidic, Rio, Stam,
I guess you can put Pallister if you want.
Pallister. Okay. Okay. Right. Guys, I put the poll up there.
Yeah.
So you should be able to see it now. So please vote for your defender, Vidic, Rio, Stam. So the one of the most votes will obviously be paired with Bruce, and then the other two will be paired up. Will be the substitutions, the ones that will come second and third. They'll be on the bench. So that's how we'll do it, guys. Midfield is actually worse, by the way. Midfield is worse. So I have a feeling that we should let's bypass midfield for a while. Let's go up top. I think if we go up top, I think
it's going to be better for you up top.
Yes, you're deciding the issue has to be dealt with. I think, unfortunately, isn't it?
Right. Okay.
You're not going to ignore the elephant in the room, man. Let's
Yeah.
Let's fight.
Right.
Let's
Jeez.
go.
Okay. Right. So your two central midfielders.
I'll tell you why this is so hard. Yeah, I'll tell you why this is so hard. So you mean to tell me I have to choose two center midfielders? Two. That's crazy. I'll tell you who's on my list. I'm not gonna ignore the World Cup winners and European Cup winners and the guys that were here for 10 years, Nobby Stiles and Bobby Charlton. I'm not gonna ignore them. Like that's greatness in itself. Do you see what I mean? Like you came from United Academy and you're lifting the World Cup and the European Cup. And you gotta try to say like that's insane in itself. And they were amazing players. Bobby Charlton won the Ballon d'Or. So
keep voting. So keep voting, by the way, guys, because it's neck and neck between Vidic and Stam somehow. It's come third. So
crazy.
keep voting, guys. I'll keep the poll up for a bit longer. So, but yeah, it's neck and neck between Stam and Vidic. So someone has got to get it. Sorry,
would you say Norman Whiteside, was he a winger or was he a midfield?
Was he up front? He was a front player. I'm sure he was.
Was he a front player? So would you put him as one of the strikers if you were to put him in contention?
A bit difficult, Whiteside. Seriously, even though he achieved so much, and he was the youngest player to play for his country, 16, wasn't
The
he?
youngest player to score in finals.
World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, like
see what.
Oh, and how could I forget Brian Robson? How could I forget Brian Robson?
Yeah,
and
Brian Robson is that. See,
captain and leader. Yeah, it's a difficult
This
one.
one
Isn't it?
is going to be difficult. Amande, shout out to Amande Man from Man United Agenda.
Yeah,
Rude, Cantona, Rooney, and Law.
Man.
Robson, Scholes.
But Duncan Edwards on the left. Duncan Edwards has to play on the left.
Yeah, he's before the 60s. It is.
Right, but he's late. But we're talking, just before the Munich crash, 1960.
Yeah, that was in 58. I would say, listen, Bobby Charlton is a shoe-in for me. We can put a paw as to the rest of these guys, the other position, but I feel like Bobby Charlton. Listen, how can you be a midfield and be the all-time goal scorer for England and your club, and you're a midfielder, and you won the Ballon d'Or and the World Cup?
That's true.
That's
true. You got to look at. I guess you got to do. You have to look at achievements as well with that as well. So
Charlton has to be in there.
I mean, so is it? Yeah, Charlton and Keane was what Amandi said. Keane and some people saying Bath, some saying Keane and Charlton. Hassan Lee says Hansan Lee says Scholes. I mean, Scholes was also.
I know, innit?
Jeez, man.
Scholes,
Whatever, it's never going to be that you're never going to get this spot on. Oh, that's the problem when you put this together.
But the point is, we're trying to put together a team that score against the greatest Real Madrid or Liverpool team. And Charlton,
no.
I've just seen that. I've just seen Fellaini. Don't mention that man's name.
That's just
my friend.
Did Charlton play more forward than midfield?
He was definitely a midfield. Like he could go as a number 10. He was definitely because the striker was Dennis Law. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and somebody else, I can't remember who it was. So yeah, he was in midfield.
Let me just go quick look at the defensive poll because I'll stop that now. So there's 11 votes. Last vote. Geez, it's still neck and neck with Vidic and Stam. Guys, come on. We need to. For those watching, there's 14 of you guys watching. 14, 16, I think watching, guys. There's 11 votes. Please, guys, please vote. Get those votes in so that we can put in our initial centre back because right now it's still neck and neck. So I'll give it like 2 more minutes.
Actually, let me ask you this because obviously you watch Brian Robson's career.
Yeah.
Was he the best English player of his generation?
One of the definitely one of the best. Definitely.
So who was
it was what was Captain Marvel? It was Captain Marvel. They called him. So that says it all, doesn't it? Really.
Would you put him like forget about what Keane went on to win because he had a better team, but would you put him above Keane and Scholes in terms of footballing talent, ability, and everything else to do in midfield?
I think you have to put them above. I think both those players say the same. I think they would put them below Brian Robson. He was so influential in that midfield. I mean, massively. I mean, he was a leader and a captain, a true captain of Manchester United. So, I mean, greatness. He was up there from well above Scholes and Keane, even though they have fantastic ability, both of them. I think Brian Robson.
So you would have Charlton and Robson as your midfield too.
I think you would, yeah.
You said, hey, Adias, do you see what this means? Like the bar, like you can't even put Scholes and Keane into
the bar's got to be really high on
the bars, but yeah, the bar's high. The bar is and that's how it should be.
That's insane. Like you can't even put Scholes and Keane in there.
Let me see the poll now. I think we have our right. Okay, with
Bath Time's right. Bath Time said the same. Yeah.
So 15
but
votes.
I don't think Keane was a better midfielder than Scholes, if I'm being honest with you. Like Scholes was unique, bro. Like Scholes was just amazing player.
15 votes. Vidic, sorry, so I'm so triple. Like 15 votes for the defender. So Vidic 47%, Stam 33%, and then Rio 30%. So Vidic will pair Bruce, and then Stam and Rio will be the subs. Will be the subs. So thank you for the community for that. We will do that because if we don't,
that's a solid defense.
It's a solid defense, though. So yeah, go on. I interrupted you. Right, there we go. So Bruce, Vidic, Stam, Rio. Okay, fine. Now we need to sort out this midfield problem. I'm hearing
saying that Bobby Charlton gets in.
You have to put Bobby Charlton in, even though I don't think he was necessarily the most talented. He was at the end of the day, with what he achieved in combination with the talent that he had. Yeah, he has to go in.
Definitely Bobby Charlton. Yeah, with Sir Bobby.
I don't go in him, man. Like that just speaks for itself.
He's the most successful, arguably the most successful Manchester United player of all time.
He's got the trilogy. He's part of the trilogy, isn't he? The trilogy.
Yeah, he's got a statue as well. Like
yeah,
exactly, and a stand named after him, the Sir Bobby Charlton stand. So
yeah, he's got to be in there for real, man. He's got to be in there.
Right. There's no let's get that in there. Okay. Ooh, not that. Right. Charlton. Right. Okay. Ooh.
Agreement, definitely
There
on there.
seems to be a general agreement. I think everyone, I think guys in the chat, you got to agree with that. I think there's got to be agreement with that. I think there is agreement with the chat.
Yeah.
Bobby Charlton, yeah. So it says Bobby Charlton is the first name on the team sheet. Yeah, there's.
That's got to stand after him. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
For the next one, like Patrick thinks it should be Brian Robson, and he watched Robson, Keane, Scholes, and all of them, and he thinks.
I watched Robson. I saw him loads of times. What a player! And Captain Marvel. Oh, what?
Yeah, Captain Marvel, man. It should be Charlton and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So is it that easy? Are we just going Charlton and Robson? That's it. No need to go to polls.
I mean, you can go to polls if you want to, but I have to agree, man. Like the guy was named Captain.
No need for Roy Keane either. No need for Roy Keane in this. Is Roy Keane an honorable mention?
I think he's definitely an honorable mention. Keane and Scholes are definitely honorable mentions.
Yeah.
But like, let's not respect the past, bro. Like, this is one thing I hate about, generations is that we're so myopic. We always think like what we see is the best ever. Like,
it's like if you saw the advert on TV, you probably wouldn't during the. They did this advert where they put all those great players in this. Was it a Coke advert? I think it was. There's Ryan Giggs in it. I think there's Bobby Charlton. They put all the players together and how they mix matched them all in this advert, TV advert. Oh my god! And you could see Bobby Charlton was in it, Ryan Giggs, but you could see Brian Robson was he in there? Bobby Charlton. I'm just trying to remember this particular advert on TV. It's fantastic, brilliant.
One thing you have to bear in mind as well is that Robson was arguably the best or the second best English player of his generation. You can't say that about Keane Scholes.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? You can't say that. That just tells you everything.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think that it was the same time they had Gascoigne and Lineker and them guys as well.
Chainsaw, thank you for the super chat. Remember to like as well as vote. Thank you so much, Chainsaw. Really appreciate it. I can't disagree. I can't disagree with Arkansas. I can't disagree with him. So we're putting Robson in. So now I guess the question is, who would be their backups?
Scholes and Keane.
Yeah, Scholes and Keane, definitely. Yeah.
And Styles as well. Nobody Styles.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat that I'm seeing? I need some more names.
There was this midfielder. What was his name? Macaro or something like that.
You got Beckham, but you've missed out Beckham, then, haven't you?
Beckham.
He's on the right wing, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Remember Lou Macari? I think was his name.
Lou Macari, definitely fantastic. Lou Macari. Oh my God, Sammy McElroy.
Yeah. These were like cultured wingers, man. Sorry, cultured midfielders back in the day. Man.
McElroy. Oh God.
Who's that? Reading manager as well.
Player. Sorry, go on.
Steve Coppell. He was all right.
Steve Coppell was brilliant on the right side. He could. And Gordon Hill as well. Again, Gordon Hill was magnificent on the left side there. He was a left winger, but that's the old-fashioned right winger, left winger.
Yeah.
Paddy Crerand, another mention.
Paddy Crerand, no, besides, Amanda says backup Keane and Scholes. Yeah. I mean, is that, we say that's a general consent that backup should be Keane and Scholes?
Our backup is better than your first team anyway, you know what I mean?
Oh, Bathtime says Best and Giggs. Surely we'll get to the wide men. We'll get to the wide man soon. I think
listen, when it comes to the wide men, I'll just shut it down. Let me just shut it down when it comes to the wide men.
Let me
only two other guys on here have won the world.
It's a good shout out. It's a good shout out though, isn't it? Good shout out by Bathtime. It's a good shout out. Best and Giggs. But like you say, when we come to it, you're right, bro.
Nah, I don't think she should be Best and Giggs.
It was Ryan Giggs' Reebok advert, actually. I'm just looking now. 1994, they put all the players. It's a fantastic advert. 94, Reebok.
Was Robson in there, yeah?
Yeah. Bobby Charlton. They mixed matched. It was brilliant advert.
Right. Okay. Let's look at the so let's start with left wing first. We're going to go to right. Left wing first.
Ballon d'Or winner, man.
Best?
He's on the right. It's the other Ballon d'Or winner.
Sorry, no.
Huh?
Sorry, Best is on the right, isn't he?
For me, he'll be on the right, yeah. The left is the other Ballon d'Or winner. Cristiano, bro. Cristiano.
That's A lot of people are going to say it's controversial because of how
How
he's
is it
moving.
controversial? The man won the Ballon d'Or at Man United.
Yes. Half time, not Michael Owen, man. Not Michael
No,
Owen. Come on, relax.
Now, if we talk about iconic number 7s, yeah, we had this debate.
We
I think
did,
a couple
yeah.
of weeks ago.
Best Beckham,
Ronaldo, Robson.
Ronaldo, Robson, yeah. That
like-
number 7.
Listen, Cristiano has to be in there. I mean, no, listen, I love Giggs, and it's hard. Like that, Keane, Scholes, and Giggs have to be part of the backup. But the guy was influential in a season.
I know, but I think Ryan Giggs does. If you're setting the bar, maybe Ryan Giggs. I don't know. Ryan Giggs is up there, well up there.
He is. He should be. His all-time records appearance.
Is this one to go to the chat? Giggs versus Ronaldo.
Or
George,
George,
taking, man. Will take over the chat.
Have you put George Best in though? You have, haven't you?
George Best
on the right, maybe.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Giggs. I love you. That 99 FA Cup goal, amazing. But like,
and the one against Arsenal. The one against Arsenal, you mean?
One against Arsenal, yeah. But what Ronaldo did in 2008 is stuff of legends. It's stuff of myth. Do you see what I mean? Like, he broke George Best's record for the most goals in a winger. And that should just tell you everything. Even Best himself said, a lot of people have said this is a new Best, this is a new Best. This is the first time that it's actually a compliment to me to say that Cristiano is the new George Best. Like, every United fan remembers his first game against Bolton Wanderers. I was like, how did I just see? Do you know what I mean? I was like, what did I just see? What is this? Like, he had flair.
I'm going to create another poll.
You have to put Giggs.
See what people say. It will be maybe we can't necessarily look at. I know with what Ronaldo's been doing recently, but we do have to look strictly at like what he's achieved accomplished at Manchester United as a whole.
Yeah,
and obviously his talent and his ability. So that's what I would say. So I put Ronaldo, Giggs.
Listen, you cannot have a Ballon d'Or win on the bench, man. You just can't do that. You're talking about the best ever team. You can't have a Ballon d'Or win on the bench.
So while we wait for that left to go into, are we on agreement that George Best should be on the right and maybe Beckham should be his second, or do we have any competition for that area?
You got Steve Coppell, though, haven't you?
Yeah, but Bex is ahead of him, if I'm being honest.
For distribution, but then again, Steve Coppell could distribute the ball fantastically.
Not as good as Bex.
Oh, I watched Coppell. My God Almighty!
I watched Bex.
Bex will defend Bex all the time. He will defend Bex.
I've got his shirt. He's the reason I'm a United fan.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. His free kicks are incredible.
Like, do you know how influential Bex was in that 99 treble?
I know, but I'm going back to when he was playing. I've got Coppell in some of them games that he played.
I know Coppell got us from Division 1 to the Premier League. Sorry, from Division 2 to Division 1, and he was balling out. I know my history, but like.
But I was there, bro. In fact, I was there. I watched these players.
I get it. But are you honestly saying he was better than Beckham?
Beckham was good.
Came second in Ballon d'Or. In 99.
Last minute, Beckham scores against Tottenham in the FA Cup. I was there in the South Stand. We had to win it, and he got. And I thought, oh my God, that was something.
And even in that 99, he scored on the last day of the season as well to help us win the league, didn't he?
He'd done so many important goals. As soon as he took that, when he was taking a free kick, you think he's in.
Yeah,
he was in. Yeah.
I feel like Bex. Listen, RDS. Like if we're talking about achievements, Giggs gets in, but then Giggs achieved way more than George Best. So then, are you going to have Giggs over Best?
Yeah, but
it's a combination of his achievement and talent, isn't it?
But if you're setting the bar against Giggs and Best was whoa. It was.
Yeah.
He was in heaven, bro.
Well, Ronaldo wasn't a winger when he won the Ballon d'Or. He didn't provide width and attack centrally.
He was a winger, man. Come on, it used to be him and Nani on the wings, and then Rooney and Tevez up front. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't think people realize like how much that season changed football forever. That was the first time we saw an inside forward actually being created, like somebody playing as a winger and becoming the main goal threat. Because before that, if you was a winger, your job was to assist. If you got 6 assists and 7 goals in a season, well done. Do you see what I mean?
Kanchelskis. Well,
I know, but he was good. It was brilliant.
good.
He was consistent and fantastic. But then he tainted himself by saying he wanted to leave the club and all this, and he went to Everton, and then he disappeared into mediocrity.
Yeah.
He did not become one of the greats of this club. He was just a Ukrainian, like mercenary. You know what I mean?
Right. What is the chat? What is the chat saying?
Lee Sharp. Lee Sharp. But
yeah,
again,
Ronaldo's. So far, I'll give it a few more. Give it 2 or 3 more minutes. But so far, with 9 votes, guys, it's like 20 people watching this. Make sure you like the vid, guys, please. 20 people watching. Make sure that you like the vid. It goes a long way. So there's only a handful of votes. So please I'll give you 2 more minutes. Vote either Ronaldo or Giggs. We can move on right now. Ronaldo looks like he's winning. But get your vote in. So I can already put for right mid. I can put George Best here. So that's we there's no discussion there. So that
Georgie Best.
So it's the discussion who backs him up.
Becks,
man.
Man.
And is the backup Beckham or is it?
Who's the backup on the left? Oh, it's Giggs. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Giggs in there, yeah. But in the right, you want about the right now?
Yeah, the right. While we wait for this poll to wrap up,
Beckham's got to be there, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's got to be Beckham.
Okay.
The most disrespected player in Premier League history, man. The most disrespected player.
That's because he ended up pursuing a career in
fashion and stuff like that. But so did Best. Do you remember ideas when you're reading some of George Best's quotes? He goes, I've been missing Miss World.
What it was the guy that went to his hotel room and he was with Miss World, and he went, "Where did it all go wrong, George? Where did it all go wrong?"
The guy showed up to training with like Miss Ireland or something.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Miss Ireland's good, man. I could do with Miss Ireland. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the guy was a character, man. The guy was a character.
So Blomqvist.
Relax on Blomqvist, man. Blomqvist.
No, that's we got
He was setting the bar, lads, on a great team.
Yeah. Lee Sharp.
He was all right. He was good.
He was okay.
But not a great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's a winger. CR7 played with Tevez and Rooney. Yeah, he was more of a winger. Yeah, he's a winger. So let me look at the track again, and then we'll go into the forwards. So okay, I'm gonna have to round up the thing now. So yeah, Ronaldo wins it. Ronaldo wins it. Giggs with a second. So we'll go with Ronaldo, and then Giggs as a backup. So I'll just quickly switch. Let's have a look. And then there we go. Sub. Okay. Right. We are almost done here, guys. Now what's left is the attackers, the forwards, the strikers, the number 10 and the number 11.
Dennis Law.
Yeah, the other Ballon d'Or winner needs to get in there, and the king, who's also got a statue outside Old Trafford.
You got Cantona, haven't you? Cantona.
I think it needs to be Cantona, and although honourable mention to Wayne Rooney, though.
That's what I was saying. Like Wayne Rooney is now Manchester United's top goal scorer. Obviously, won a Champions League. Ruud van Nistelrooy is there as well. You know, I mean, some people in the chat. So I'm seeing like Law and Rooney,
Andy Cole,
Andy Cole's a good shout as well.
But let's be real, man. It's Cantona and Law, man. Come on, let's be real.
Cantona and Law are up there together, aren't they?
Yeah,
Rooney and so okay.
Rooney and Law is not too bad. Rooney and Law.
Yeah, Rooney and Law's not. But I mean, Eric, man, you got
Eric, man. Eric's the boy. Eric was for.
You got to have King Eric there. There's just no.
He was the missing. He was like the catalyst, wasn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what's weird? Do you know what's strange about Cantona? Yeah. Do you know that Marseille before he went there hadn't won the league in like 15 years. Leeds before he got there hadn't won the league in like over 10 or whatever 20 years. United before he got there hadn't won the league in 26 years. Like this guy was something, you know. Like that is an intangible about the game that you just cannot put your hand on. Like,
well, it was clever by
what kind of quality is that? Do you see what I mean?
It was clever by Sir Alex because he phoned up and just asked about one player. I don't know who he asked about, and then he asked about Cantona.
They wanted to get Irwin. I think it was Leeds wanted to get Irwin.
I think they asked. Yeah, that's right. And he went, and then that's correct. I think you're right. You're correct there.
And then Ilya has this as Law, Rooney, Cantona, Rude. As like, so you got two, then the backup two.
Yo, Andy Cole, man, come on, bro. Andy Cole over Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, Rooney, Andy Cole. There are a lot of people saying Rooney should be in because he's the record goal scorer. How can he be the record goal scorer out of the team?
Nistelrooy cannot have Cantona out of that team, bro. You cannot take Eric out of that team. It's the same reason as Steve Bruce. These guys, you cannot take
Rooney in there. I wouldn't put Rooney in there.
You wouldn't put Rooney in there.
I wouldn't. Put Rooney in there.
He has to back up, bro.
Yeah.
Him and Andy Cole.
That time you can't leave out the record goal scorer in a Legends team. Is that a fair point?
That is a fair point. You take Eric there, didn't you? You do it.
I mean, he's not. He's in the squad, but obviously this is because this is the best 11, but also best squad as well. But I agree. I know. The thing is, I'm biased because I love Eric Cantona.
But I'm not biased because I watched Rooney and I never watched Cantona. But I cannot ignore the influence that he had on this club. He literally made United.
I watched Cantona when he was there, and he's coming towards the end of his pomp. Actually, he was incredible. That goal against Sonny, he chipped it and just looked around the stadium.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that's
the goal in the FA Cup final as well. Like,
yeah, against Liverpool. Yeah, massive. How did he get that goal? When he was leaning back.
Yeah,
great player, isn't it? Thanks, Stapleton. Love it.
It has to be Eric, man. Has to be. Eric.
Guys, sorry, we've got to put Eric there. We've got to put Eric in there, man. I'm sorry for those for that. I've gotta.
I put Cantona. Dennis Law's in there,
and then Law.
Yeah.
What achieved? So Cantona and Law, and then subs. Yep, Rooney's definitely in. Definitely in.
Yeah.
And
you putting Nistelrooy down?
Nistelrooy or Cole or York?
I would say Andy Cole, man. Don't disrespect Andy Cole like that.
But, what's the goal? What was the goal tally between them both?
I feel like Cole scored more. And he scored a lot of important goals as well. I think Ruud only won one Premier League.
That's Cole a fair point, actually. Yeah, I mean, they were obviously part of the treble-winning season.
Yeah, Cole scored against Juventus, against Barcelona. I think he scored as well.
Yeah, you can't just get rid of that. Although Nistelrooy was talented.
Nistelrooy was amazing, no doubt.
I know what you're saying.
Honorable mention, you could put RVP. I think it was only good for one season.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's interesting. That treble season, it was it's interesting.
Yes, I forgot this as well. Sorry, Ilya actually reminded this. I forgot Oli got a social. Yeah,
Oli is a substitute.
Only as a sub, though, I'd say.
Well, that's the thing. So who is he subbing on for? Is he subbing on for Law, or is he as part of this?
Subbing for Law, man.
He's got an all-time best 11, though. I wouldn't. Yeah, Hernandez. Yeah, but
he's on the bench, man. He's the best super sub.
He's the best. So is this like an honourable? Because so is he behind? Because right now Rooney is subbing in for Cantona. No one's subbing in for Law. So is Oli subbing for Law? Is Oli on the honourable mentions bench?
You can put him on either one. You can put him on either one. I'm cool. Either one.
Frank Stapleton,
great number 9 for United again. Got Ray Wilkins as well, haven't you?
Cantona never scored a last-minute overhead shin against City. That is true. Okay, that is true. That is true.
You got Forlan. You forgot about Arne Muren. You forget about oh god, yeah, you've got some 70s. Yeah. No, forget Rossi.
Diego Forlan? No,
Rossi. Not Rossi.
Okay.
No.
Do a poll. Okay, so Zach says do a poll. Relax
On who?
about Lukaku. I saw Lukaku and Falcao in the chat. Relax about those players. Relax.
Lukaku.
No.
My
Oli-
God, like compare
Yeah,
the
okay.
team that
So
we have to this.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Andy Cole, and Nistelrooy in a poll.
The final sub.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. But so far, is everyone is in the chat? And guys, how do you find this team so far? Is this
Good.
like?
I think
amazing,
I think in that poll, I bet you Cole will come out top. I bet you.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. Because Van Nistelrooy is not really popular with United fans like that.
Oh, no, he left under a cloud, didn't he? That was the problem.
Yeah.
It's Cole, Nistelrooy, and what was the third one I was saying? I forgot the third one. Solskjaer, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So yeah, last poll, guys. Nistelrooy, Cole, or Solskjaer? Who becomes the last sub? What about? Is it Luke Scott? I know you're talking about Lukaku. Relax. Lukaku is nowhere near this squad.
I suppose you got Van Persie there for a season. Was it
Also,
2 seasons?
yeah, Cole is the third highest score in the Premier League history, multiple leagues of treble. He has to be man, yeah.
The case for Andy Cole is there, man.
Ace of Andy Cole is strong. It's very
It's
very
for his
strong.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it'll come out in the poll. He'll come top, definitely.
I would, yes, Nistelrooy scored some really good goals, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously, gave us that the one of the best.
You know what? If you look at, I watched the centre forward, Joe Jordan was incredible for United. His head, again.
Would you put Whiteside there as well?
Oh, I don't know. Sheraton.
In the bench, well, this is technically bench, but because we've got a 22 squad in the bench: Solskjaer, Cole, York, Sheringham, Van Persie, Ruud, Nistelrooy, much class bench. All forwards, all strikers. Yeah,
It's all time though. You can't just base it on 2 seasons at United or 3 seasons, and that in that winning thing. So put Mark Hughes there. Mark Hughes again was a great player, wasn't he?
Mark Hughes. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Oh yeah, Mark Hughes. Yeah, Sparky.
Tough player.
What?
Player.
The guy
I'm looking at this poll, guys. You guys are voting for Nistelrooy, man. What's going on?
Really?
What is going on? Nistelrooy. In fact, you've got Nistelrooy, Ollie, and Cole. How has Cole come? Can I just bring up Vaughan's chat again? Back to Vaughan. Cole is the. I'm not saying it's a democracy. It is a democracy on this channel, but I don't understand how Cole is where he is now. Guys, get the vote properly, because Nistelrooy. that actually surprised me how Nistelrooy is have the votes. For the remaining people that are watching, please make sure that you vote. But yeah, that's surprising me. That is surprising me right now. Sorry, go on. Are you guys surprised? Are you surprised that Nistelrooy is ahead?
I'm surprised. Yeah, I know he's a great player, and he had a great contribution to the team. But you're right, Andy Cole is. I'm surprised. I thought he. I'm surprised. Like I say, yeah, Bath Time makes those stats up there, and you come up with those stats. That's a good statement. I can't believe it. Yeah.
It's amazing, like how many of these players came from our academy.
Who's that?
How many players on that all-time list, even on the bench, came from the academy?
Well, that's Man United, isn't it? Down to achieve that. Young players, isn't it? Like the United '92.
Yeah.
The team.
Even Charlton and Best winning Ballon d'Ors from.
You got Nicky Butt. Nicky Butt was in there, but again, he's not a great, is he?
No.
Beckham. You got your Nevilles. You've got your Butts, Scholes.
Samasi says, "What happened to United is really sad. Look at the class of players United had." And I mean, there is an element of truth to that, because I think when I look at this, team here, you're like, how many players have actually played for United in the last, if you exclude Ronaldo, in the last 10 years?
Hmm.
None of them. Teams come and go. If players evolve, teams come and go. You got Liverpool, Man City at the moment. Those managers will go. Those teams will stop evolving after those managers leave. So you know what? You'll be. We're in a bit of a transition at the moment, which was going to happen anyway. We knew that, but I think we've met with Ten Hag now. That's it. We've reached a point now. I think things.
So do you think with Ten Hag, what do you expect to
Oh
see?
yeah.
5
Oh my
years?
God. He's a. You watch some of his interviews. I watched them lately. He made a comment the other about Martial, but the way he looked after he went, it's up to him, and then look, he got a glint, and he's like a real glint in his eye, really cut stern, quite like an evil eye. Seriously, an evil look, stare like up to him, and then looked. I thought, oh my God, this bloke is on the ball. He knows what he wants. If he doesn't get what he wants, these guys are gone. There's a bit of Fergie in this Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I really do.
Okay.
But you know what? This season is so important to see what he does with this team, like you've just said about the players that he's inherited. And I think some of these players he's inherited have been poor recruitment from the past. But
they've got a lot of bad habits as well. And
and
it's funny that you said that he's got a bit of Fergie in him. People forget that when Fergie first came to United, I think he finished second, and then after that, the guy was finishing like 11th, 15th, 19th. That's because he had to slowly get rid of the squad that was there that had all these bad habits. There was obviously the drinking.
Weren't good enough. Some of his players just weren't good enough if he was going to go. So, but he was nearly gone. I remember the day I was saying to myself, Fergie's got to go. And
were you Fergie out?
Yeah, Fergie out that time. And Mark Robbins came in. And he scored that goal, and then we won the FA Cup, and then everything started just. But that will never be recreated. I'm not saying Ten Hag is going to do exactly what Fergie did, but
no, of course not.
He's going to bring his own his own players in here. He's going to bring top quality in, and he's going to be. These players are going to play like for him. He's going to be I watched last season. I saw Pep Guardiola, and he was an orchestra, and these players played for Guardiola. You could tell these players are playing for the manager.
Yeah.
And I think you watch Guardiola, you watch Ten Hag on the. He's got these players playing. You look at the trainer. I know it's only pre-season, like you said, Factos, but it's going to be such an intensity when this team when the season starts. We'll have our ups and downs, but it'll be interesting to see the tests. But those positions have got to be strengthened at the back and the midfield and up front. Seriously, don't rely on Martial up front for Man United. No way. And Maguire is a doubt on the Shaw Lindelof, Dumb and Dumber, I call them. They've got no way, mate.
No, you're right, but it's going to take time, though. It's going to take
time. Yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take time for them to evolve. It really is. Yeah, I agree.
And the good thing as well is that Ten Hag has got literally every Manchester United football fan behind him. Like, you know, in the past, like sometimes we could support the players ahead of the manager. I don't think it's going to happen now. If Ten Hag says, I don't want Martial, I don't want whoever's favorite player is, Rashford.
Yeah.
Adios, goodbye, Rashford. You know what I mean?
Seriously, these players are on last chance saloon, some of these players this year, because it's about results. It's a results industry, you know this.
Of course,
you don't win any trophies, especially for this football club. I'm not saying this next season coming up, but the expectancy level is quite high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fergie said when he left, he went, it's a results industry. Unfortunately, it is a result. And that's where the last managers, they went, didn't they? They didn't meet it, did they? It come to a point, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let me look at the poll now. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to answer as Nistelrooy, and someone's voted. Guys, I need one more vote because it's still neck and neck between Cole and Nistelrooy. Like, they're making this difficult. I need someone cast the one vote who hasn't voted already. If you're watching, please cast that last vote so I can decide who that backup player is going to be. Cole on 38%, Nistelrooy on 38%, and Solskjaer on 26%. It's definitely not Solskjaer. But yeah, get that last vote in, please. Oh, I think someone voted just now. Yep, and they have. It's Nistelrooy. Okay, cool.
Oh,
I'm shocked.
Very, very shocked, but fair enough. Fair enough. That is democracy for you. So we're gonna get good old Rude, and he's gonna be our sub in for Law. There we go. Right. Okay. So just running up so that everyone can see it. And for people that have just joined us or joined us through,
put this line up on Twitter and see what people's views are. Let's see whether
that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I'll do that actually. I think I'll tag everyone after this stream is over. I'll put it in. what are people's thoughts on this as the best 11, all-time best 11 for Manchester United? And make sure that you retweet it, because this is going to be in fact, I can probably share it now, actually, can't I? On Twitter, actually.
All-time 11.
I can do that now. Actually, no, I'll do it after they've got shows.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, right. Okay, so just in a recap for everyone who wasn't here at the start, Schmeichel, Stepney as his backup, then left back Irwin, Evra, centre back Bruce, then Stam, Vidic, then Rio, Neville, then Parker, then midfield Charlton, Keane, Robson, Scholes, then Ronaldo, Giggs, Best, Beckham, Law, Nistelrooy, and Cantona, Rooney. That is what we've decided, what you guys are in the community, what the best Manchester boxing. Let's make it a 50-man squad.
You know what would be interesting as well? Like if you got, like, let's say Liverpool fans to do theirs, and then we can do like a combined 11. You know what I mean? That would be nice.
So I can't believe it's on Edwin and Greg's. Oh my God, you forgot Park. Yeah, honorable mention to Park. Park Ji-sung was a very hard-working player. And hopefully I'll be doing a versus with a Tottenham fan, trying to see who is better, him or Son.
Whoa.
You know,
good player.
So I have a feeling how that's gonna turn out, but I've got to.
Park won the Champions League, man. Park won the Champions League.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Some hero he was. Yeah.
You know, Park won trophies, and Son, as good as he is, has
won nothing. I saw that on Twitter, like the best Premier League duo, Harry Kane and Son. I'm like, the hell have they won, bro? Like,
nothing. He won the Golden Boot, I think, last year, didn't he? Park last season, did he won?
Son, yeah, he did.
That's all. But Tottenham haven't won nothing, have they?
Nah, to me, they're not better than Cole and York. Like Cole and York were doing what their combinations in the new camp.
They're nearly rounds, aren't they? You're getting that. Do you know what? Victory is 1,000-fold, but defeat is an orphan.
Guys, we're going to round this up now. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this show. I hope you guys have enjoyed this show as well. I don't know how we managed to actually do it as smoothly as we did it, but somehow we did actually do it, actually. But Paddy and Factus Man, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I really appreciate it. Guys in the chat as well, thank you so much for tuning in and liking the vid as well. Really, really appreciate it. We are going to be trying to do more of these Sunday kind of night shows to kind of just something different from the transfer and the Manchester United, just something a bit more topical or debatey. So stay tuned for the shows this coming week. Obviously, we have our season preview where we'll be reviewing the season for Manchester United. There is going to be another versus battle midweek. We're going to be comparing the treble winning team versus the Invincibles versus the 100-point City Man City team. So that's going to be an interesting debate. The Q&A, United Forum, so a lot of stuff going on this channel. Get involved, like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't any. Guys, Patrick, Factos, any final thoughts?
Nah, man, until next time, innit? Until next time.
Peace. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Take care, all the best. Take care, Factos. Take care.